Hey guys, what's going on? So in this video today, we're going to talk about optimizing your free-to-play roster. So to start off with, I want to talk about characters that you're going to bring up to Gear 14 versus characters that you're not. And I'm not going to go over every single one, but I'll give you a general idea of who you want to bring up and stuff. So we're also going to talk about like leveling characters as well, and kind of being, utilizing what you can to make sure you're maximizing your roster. We will do a little bit of min-maxing, but this isn't really what that's about. But it's kind of like that a little bit. So optimizing your free-to-play roster. So there's 5 categories where I kind of put characters, technically 6, but I'm really going to only talk about 5. So the first characters you should bring up to Gear 14 is going to be your DD3 characters. There's 5 characters that I always recommend. I always recommend Phoenix, Minerva, Ebony Maw, Symbiote Spider-Man, and Carnage. Symbiote Spider-Man and Carnage. Symbiote Spider-Man was made for Dark Dimensions 3. Thus, his passive that was made for Dark Dimensions 3 helps Carnage. And Carnage is the next best symbiote that's out right now that's farmable. I think Anti-Venom is probably the second best symbiote right now. But I think overall they work really well as a team. So those 2, that's why I recommend those 2. And then the other 3, Phoenix, Minerva, Ebony Maw, all have Health Steal. Health Steal in Dark Dimensions 3 and Dark Dimensions 2, and I think in the future of Dark Dimensions, if they keep it this way, is going to be vital. Basically, their Health Steal, let's say you have 6 characters drop in at 100% health. Dark Phoenix does her T4 special, which her T4, if you put a T4 into her special, she steals 20% health instead of 15. We'll take, 6 characters drop in at 100% health. She does her special. They're now at 80% health, which is huge in Dark Dimensions 3 because you have characters that have massive amounts of health that also do massive amounts of damage and do not want to die. So that health steal is vital. Minerva and Ebony Maw steal 15%. That's the highest you can get with them. So those are the first characters you're going to want to bring up to Gear 14 because you want to get into Dark Dimensions 3 as soon as possible because the reward for Dark Dimensions 3 is more Gear 14 pieces. Next up, we have our U7 and our arena characters. These are going to be your next characters that you want to bring up to Gear 14. You obviously want to maximize your output in arena and your output in raids. I think symbiotes are going to be the next raid team, and then right now arena, who's running arena is Black Order, so that's who I would focus on. But in general, the rule is find your raid team that can basically get you as far as it can, and you're going to have to mix and match too. There's going to be different characters you're going to want to plug in, but you're going to want to maximize them and their output, and the same with arena. You're going to want to be as high ranked up as you can in arena, so that's why you want to bring them up, but you want to bring them up second. I'm not saying you necessarily neglect them till your Dark Dimensions 3 ready, but I would hold off on putting those Gear 14 pieces on them just until you beat it, or until they're readily more available. I will say also with your arena and raid characters, that should kind of help fill out the rest of the Dark Dimension 3 characters for global, city, and cosmic. Basically, a lot of people know the good cosmic characters. A lot of people are assuming cities. The symbiotes are the next best city Dark Dimensions 3 characters. I think that's perfectly agreeable. And then global, it's kind of mix and match. It's kind of pick and choose. But if you ever need a reference, just go to the Dark Dimensions 3 thing and go to the best scoring and stuff, and you can see the teams that are used there. All right, so now that we talked about Dark Dimensions 3, Arena, and U7, let's talk about war teams. For what I recommend for war for you guys is level 65, tier 10 for free-to-play people. And when you tier 10 them, basically you're going to want to tier 10 all these abilities or all these gear pieces except for the ones that require the ABCs, the Advanced Basic Catalyst. That way you can kind of save them up for when you are taking a character up to Gear 13. Now granted, I do have a lot of these, and I am now in a position with my war teams where I'm going to start leveling up new characters to level 75 tier 12, but that was once I got through my back catalog of all these war teams. And the war teams that you're going to want to use, you want 16 teams total, 8 on defense, 8 on offense. If you get these characters to tier 10 level 65, they will get you some defensive victories. You're not going to be the best defender on your team, but I don't think it's really about that. I think it's more about providing and having a defense that the opposing team has to really think about and go through. Right now there's currently 5.5-ish I would say war defense teams. You have Red Skull, you have Mr. Sinister Marauders, then you have Asgardians, Mercenaries, and the final one is Coulson. I will say the half team is going to be Fantastic Four. We don't know, or I don't know, and there's a lot of speculation that She-Hulk defense team might not be worth it. It might be worth more keeping Fantastic Four on offense. So that's why I say 5.5. So, you know, you have those 5 for sure defensive teams, and then the other 3 could be Guardians, could be Black Order, could be non-Minion Kree, whoever really, could be Young Avengers, and then you're going to want 8 offenses. And so your 8 offenses are going to include Inhuman, X-Men, and then kind of like the war offensive teams that are, you know, such as Power Armor, X-Force, and that type of stuff. And I would recommend tier 10, level 65. If that will allow you to T4 basics and passives. Passives are huge in this game. Not all passive is great, but not all basic is great. But passives do kind of carry the team in some ways for certain characters, so that will allow you to do that. And if you need a T4 a special or an ultimate, you're just around the corner from level 70, so you should be able to do that. But I think tier 10 level 65 will put you about midpoint on where these characters can, you know, they'll be effective, but it's a midpoint if you need to raise these characters up or any type of way. And I think that's your best bet. And then for Blitz, I'm not really a big blitzer, and I don't really do this for my blitz teams, but to just kind of get the most you can out of kind of those worse blitz teams that you can blitz early on to get, you know, a lot of multipliers and stuff, is I would just say tier 9 level 60. That way, you know, you maxed out the purple abilities for them, and there's tons of purple ability mats if you're new to the game. You'll see that later on. But that will allow you to kind of utilize the team the most while putting the minimum in. Granted, you can get away with a lot more, but I would just say tier 9 level 60 is safe, but will also hopefully help you out. So that's where I would recommend taking up all those teams. So I mentioned 5. So we have our DD3, our Arena U7, our war teams, our blitz teams, and then there's the useless characters, the characters you're not going to level up. And then the 6th one that I'm not really going to talk about, but I'll mention, is your challenge characters, the ones that you do for those daily challenges when you're trying to get through it, like the gold event before the new symbiotes came out. They are your best bet now, but you know, basically you're going to want to rely on, you know, you'll know who you want to use, like Carnage, Symbiote Spider-Man, and Venom, and then you're going to need 2 more characters for that type of thing, and that goes across all those challenges. So hopefully with those characters that you bring up to DD3, hopefully those characters you bring up for Arena and for U7 will hopefully help you beat those challenges, but you may need to level up some characters past, you know, tier 10 level 65. But you know, that's based on the challenges that you're going through, that's based on your red stars, that's pretty much up to you. There's plenty of guides on how to beat that stuff from other content creators. So yeah. But let's talk about gold and leveling up a character. So for those that don't know, and if you're new to the channel, a lot of people will probably tell you that I reiterate this thought a lot, but new characters come out every 11 days. That's just proven. If you want another way to think about it, there's 3 characters every new month. So, you know, there's 30 days in a month, divide by 3, that's 10. So basically, when it comes to leveling a character, now Gear's a little bit different, but when it comes to leveling a character with gold, you want to spend, with new characters coming out every 11 days, I like to level a character up every 10 days. That way I'm making forward progress. So to get a character from level 1 to 75 costs 5,600,000 gold. You're not going to take every character up to level 75. You're not going to take every new character up to level 75. But you should still do this if you're leveling a character from 1 to 65. You should still spend 1/10 of 5,600,000. And 1/10 of 5,600,000 is 560,640. That is actually 1/10 of it. It's a little bit over 1/10, but it's not perfect. And so what you want to do is basically just 6 of these green things. If you don't have any of these purple training modules or these orange training modules, then I believe it's about 400 something of these blue, but you want to spend 560,640. You should come and do this every day if you can. If you can't do it on those days that you get there's the gold challenges. The gold challenge, they come out Monday, Thursdays, and Sundays. You should do it on those days at least. I was able to do this. I'm in a good alliance, but I was able to do this with about 1 gold orb per day, and I was getting that through Greek raids. So I think it's definitely plausible for free-to-play people. I do want to mention I have spent $34 on this game. Prior to the Doc Ock event, I had only spent $14. Some people would still say that's free-to-play friendly. I'm 925 days-ish in, so I feel comfortable talking about free-to-play stuff. I don't feel like I'm, you know, necessarily out of the league of knowing what free-to-play people go through. But later on, you should be in an alliance that's 60%ing Greek raids, hopefully getting you a gold orb per day, and hopefully being able to do this. So again, you're going to be leveling up a character up in 10 days when it should require 11 days, at least with gold. I will say this month there's a lot of bio characters, which sucks, so you will be short on bio gear if you're free to play. And that's just kind of how it is. But next month we could have, you know, 2 skill characters and a mystic character, and that will hopefully help you catch up on that bio gear if you need to be. I will say there's a lot of bio characters and a lot of tech characters that are worth bringing up. Then Mystic's probably your third next up, and then Mutant. I will say most of the mutant characters are great in this game, but there's just not a lot of them. That's why it's not as hard to bring a mutant character up. But tech and bio are your 2 biggest troubles when it comes to optimizing your free-to-play roster. So with that said, again, the things I want to reiterate: DD3 is going to be your priority to Gear 14. Arena and U7 you still want to bring up, but save those Gear 14 pieces for that DD3 team. For those DD3 teams. Then your war teams, tier 10, level 65. You're just around the corner if you need to put a T4 on an ultimate or a special. Blitz, you know, you could just blitz your war teams and get away with that. Or if you want to, you know, get as many blitz teams as possible, tier 9, level 60. And then, yeah, 560, 640, making sure you're leveling up a character in enough time before a new one comes out. So yeah, if you bring up a character to level 65, still do the 560, 640 every day. So let's say you are at level 63 for Thanos, and then you need to jump to Elsa Bloodstone. Do 560, whatever it takes from level 63 to 65. It's not 560, 640. Just do 560, 640 minus whatever it takes from 63 to 65, and put the remaining on Elsa Bloodstone. I think you will find a lot of success with that, and then gear will just be your next grind. And I hope that this helps. Let me know if you think I'm wrong. Let me know how you level up your characters. I am interested in all that stuff, but this is the method I use, and I have definitely caught up on my back catalog of characters, and now I'm really kind of building up, you know, my war defense teams to be a lot better, and I'm leveling up new characters up to level 75, tier 12. So I want to know what you guys think. On this channel I do guides, I do giveaways, I do orb openings, I do all sorts of Marvel Strike Force stuff, so make sure you're subscribed, hit that like button. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.